Okay, so this is session 13 of Night's Slow Agents, Night's Black Agents, the Dracula dossier, and all that jazz. We start the scenario 4 days later, after the battle through the oh my god, where were you? You went and fought. So you went in the underground. You had gone and dug up Kim Philby, or Kim Philby's dad. You go down into the lower catacombs where you encountered some kind of ghoul. There was another vampire in there that you'd stoved its head in. Eventually got out to come across Marcus, who you killed. You escaped. I can't remember whether you were in Lebanon. No, you were either in Jordan or you were in Israel.
Turkey.
To recover. So we are going to do some stability stuff. So did anyone have stability below 0?
I'm pretty sure I did, yes. I'm trying to find my old notes, but I was about -2 or something like that.
You're shaken.
Yes, that was the word.
Anyone with stability?
Mine's on 0. Rested.
Okay,
so my note says rested, but stability was -2. So need to confirm how much recovers. Roll
okay, so
check next session.
you're going to spend 4 days in the resort, lying around doing nothing. So because nobody got below -5, that's when you start getting mental illnesses. Nobody has got a disorder. -4, -5 and above, it then becomes shattered, at which point you get a mental illness, post-traumatic stress, etc. But because none of you had actually got that far down the rabbit hole, you're all okay. So we start this as a reset point to reset all of your points back up to what they were when you started the campaign.
Wonderful.
So you are in a position where you essentially have 3 things left to do, and then that's essentially it. You have the slow horses are ensconced or captured or off grid in Dolphin Court in London, or Dolphin House in London. You have Dracula, obviously, is floating about somewhere. And the other oddity is whatever's going on in the Ural Mountains in Russia. Everything else you kind of resolved or has fallen by the wayside. But those are the 3 main things. So in the time you have just relaxing, you spent 2 or 3 days not thinking about anything other than just daiquiris and getting some sun.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
After you've done that for a bit, you get to a point where you go, okay, we've really got to do something. There's been no contact with anyone, but Dolphin Court or the slow horses in London have gone quiet. You can't make any contact with them. But the last contact you had was some cryptic clues indicating where they were. But you're in Turkey, so you kind of decide what to do first. logic dictates that safety in numbers. If you could retrieve some of your teammates, they might be useful.
I think our plan was to head back to London, was it not?
Yep.
I think I'm happy enough to do that, Min, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, we've
I
been
mean,
out.
there's no way on God's earth we're going to get into Russia safely. Or even if we could, I don't really fancy going to Russia, if I'm being honest.
Well, yeah. Is the location actually in Russia?
Ural Mountains, Perchinosk. Ural.
Chorsk. But
Mountains.
yeah, we do have a lead to follow up on there, though. The underground complex.
Yeah, but there's two words I'm not happy with: Russia and mountains.
It's just above Kazakhstan, isn't it? Ural Mountains. Let me just get back. I believe it's. I believe the Ural Mountains are in fact just above that.
Mountain range in Russia. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Northwestern Kazakhstan, which you are in. Where are you? I see Turkey. You're Turkey. So, you'd need to go. You don't go through. You could go Turkey. What's that place called? Georgia. Azerbaijan. You could go Turkey, Azerbaijan, then Caspian Sea, and then head north into Kazakhstan. And then where are they? That is better to go. You don't want to go through Iran, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Which one is the? One of them is a dictatorship. I can't remember which one. Might be Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan might be the guy. That might be the one where the guy's got a crazy thing about dogs. There's an odyssey with dogs in Turkmenistan.
Hang on. Don't we also need to perform a ritual in Saudi Arabia?
No, you had that. So you had the you had the option to that. The problem with that is obviously if you did the ritual, then everyone in the Saudi Arabian royal family would be vampires.
Yeah.
Now, what did you do with? Or have you still got them? I can't remember.
The Albedo and the Negredo.
Yeah. What you were going to do with them? Or had you not decided?
I remember a conversation about possibly taking copies of paperwork, and then I think I suggested possibly burning the originals on a video recording, so that if we ever got pinned up against a wall by a vampire lord, we could say, "But we've destroyed them," whilst still having copies of the originals. I'm not sure what the consensus was, and I can't remember, I'm afraid.
I'll have to go through.
I'm not convinced we've actually done anything.
No, I think we just got to. I'll double check. Can't remember. I can't remember. You didn't think of them.
I don't think we did anything with it, but
no, there's no text to say we had. Just fought through that. Yeah, no.
Well,
so
yeah, I still think we probably. I mean, we've been out in the field for so long now. Probably wouldn't hurt to touch base.
So you've got fake IDs. The question really is, how you propose to get home.
Mm.
You're in Turkey at the moment, down the bottom. I mean, you could get an EasyJet flight, a Thompson flight, and come home.
Mm-hmm.
But whether that would flag up anything, or you spend, it's theoretically possible to drive from Greece to London in 24 hours non-stop. I wouldn't suggest doing it, but it is theoretically possible to drive in that go, you know. So it's just kind of working out how you want to get home. Turkey, you could get a boat through to Greece. Probably not Greece, actually. You'd need to go through Bulgaria, because I'm not sure Greece and Turkey are talking. Because Cyprus. Where is Cyprus? It's there, isn't it? So, yeah.
I'm assuming that trying to take a flight is probably going to be the most risky for us, is it? Even with fake IDs.
You've only got one set of fake.
CCTV.
Yeah, you've only got one set of fake IDs, and you don't know how burnt they are.
Hmm.
Now you know that when you were in, where were you? Zurich. You'd obviously rented a car, left on top of crashed into a building, and there was that fight by the bank. But then you skipped on a number of buses to get across Europe to Bulgaria. From Bulgaria, you got a little boat into Turkey.
Yeah.
You think you got seen going across the Turkey, Syria, or Lebanon-Israeli border.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We're still not sure, are we?
No, not 100%. Whether that was flagged up with Russians or whoever's messing around in the area. So it's options. You've got to decide what you want to do. Now you can use, if you've got a computer skill, obviously Roddy would be better at this, but you could, not so much digital intrusion, or a version of digital intrusion, because you essentially want to Google and see if there are any watch lists or any red notices or whatnot. So, probably digital intrusion. Enter secure databases without formal access and read, download, auto. Yeah, digital intrusion could work because you're attempting to read watch list. So you'd look at things like Interpol, Europol, and any Five Eyes databases that are floating around.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'm no good at that.
Don't know.
Now, is it Shirley that we've got tagging along with us?
Yeah.
Okie
Shirley.
dokie.
Nobody died, did they? No. Shirley, River, Struan. Well, Struan has just turned up in the, no spoilers, but just turned up again after 8 books in the latest book. Briefly. Really briefly. Turns up for a paragraph, maybe a page.
Gosh.
Doesn't survive. Also gets burned to death in a metal trailer.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. Waiting for the next book to. I finished them all over. I finished the last couple when I was away, so I'm all up to date.
So, sorry, just to
Right.
confirm. So my stability will be back to what it was at the start, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
Because
that's right.
it's a I can't remember what we call it. It's a moment, as it were, to take stock and reset everything.
Mhm.
I can't remember whether it's called a particular thing.
Okay. Just
A quick conversation between the team will reveal that, with the possible exception of Min, because I'm not looking at your character sheet, but Struan has got the highest skill with digital intrusion, with Louisa and Shirley coming a close second, but by 2 points difference, and River's got zilch.
yeah, I've
So
got
you
zilch.
can assist. It's not you're not looking to. Well, first of all, you want to see if your name's popped up anywhere.
Yeah.
Or both your name and the A-list you were using. Beyond that, you at the moment you're just googling it essentially. But if your name pops up, you kind of then want to decide if you're going to change it or whatnot. If that makes sense.
Yeah, we should
I
give that a
understand.
go.
Yeah.
So you had 3 sets of ID. Your actual ID, the Hugh Pugh Barnum McGrew ID that you used to go to Morocco, and then a brand new set of ID that you got when you flew to Austria.
Mm.
So just make a roll on your Struan's digital intrusion. Going to say it's going to be 3 as a for this first bit.
When you say that Louisa and I forgot the bloody name. Who was the other woman? Shirley.
Shirley.
When you say we can assist, what do we have to do? Are we just striking a point off or something?
Yep. Strike a point off and
Okay,
give it to Struan.
and we've got a 5 on the dice anyway. So an extra, well, what are we talking? 1 each, so 2 makes it 7.
7. That's more than enough. So going through the records, and you find that there's a couple of minor news articles relating to Hugh Pugh Barnum McGrew in Morocco. There was a street fight, and a car was damaged. Police are looking for tourists. When it comes to your own IDs, your fake ones have been flagged. Your own IDs haven't been, because you haven't used those to get out of the country with. They've been flagged on a couple of databases. Syria and Lebanon and Israel, you can't get onto their databases because they've gone essentially. Syria's collapsed and gone rogue. Lebanon is having major issues with a war, same as Israel, so you can't actually get their databases. But you do find that there is not so much a number station, but a watch station that picks you up in Russia. So your names are flagged in a Russian database.
Gosh.
But it wasn't a really secure one. So your photo ID, photo recognition, facial recognition picked you up as being the suspect in the events that happened in Zurich. So Zurich, you're burnt in Zurich. Your faces were over the Zurich news, but only in Zurich, not outside Zurich. Nothing in Austria. But you suspect you've got the CIA to thank for that, because the CIA had a team there. and because you had you were in the same area, they probably have suppressed that. So
Well, we'll take that then.
Mm-hmm.
bad-ish, but not horrendous. You think you could use your real IDs to get back into the country, but obviously once that flags you with whatever's going on in London.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be that you take a flight to France and then go on as foot passengers across the channel, or steal a 24-foot yacht and sail across a motorboat. Is it 24 miles? 25 miles?
Channel.
So you could come you could come across at night in a boat,
Mm-hmm.
or just fly all the way in, but fly to say Manchester and get drive down.
Yep. Sounds.
Or
I'm beginning
you
to
could
think the flight's not a bad idea after all.
fly to France and then get
Yeah.
a train using the a different ID,
Yeah,
maybe.
that sounds all right, Min.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Okie dokie.
I'm
Okay,
just
so
wondering, should we fly direct from Turkey, or do we want to hop? I don't know. Yeah, we should be okay to fly from here.
We should be all right, I think, here, yeah.
you could fly to from Turkey to a non-Schengen country,
Okay.
and then walk across the border. Once you're in the Schengen country, then use a different ID to fly. You could do a hop, skip, and jump, and spend a couple of days getting back by essentially masking your journey.
Mm.
You did that. So with Bulgaria, you were using buses. So there were moments when you were just using paper money.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
somewhat untraceable. So we'll say it takes you 48 hours to do a bit of a hop, skip, and jump, but you can't find yourself coming into, we'll say, Luton Airport.
Oh, God bless her.
At about midnight. Not a very busy airport. You get through passport control, and you're back in the UK, in Luton.
Ah. Oh, good to be back. We got to get a train into London now.
Mm-hmm. Train or hire car, but if you take just a train, you could pay by cash.
To avoid the cameras.
Yep. Or hire a car, steal a car, and drive down, knowing that if you get when you get to central London, ULEZ and the APNR picks up your license plates.
Got with the train, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
I'm probably fed up with being in a bloody car, actually, the amount of driving we've done.
Yeah.
Mm. I mean, you've just spent the last several weeks, last few days lying on your ass drinking daiquiris. So you are quite relaxed.
That was only 3 or 4 days compared with God knows how many weeks we've actually been driving across Europe in cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for the train.
Cool. And where exactly are you going to go? Aldersgate, where your previous headquarters were, or?
Well, it's middle of the
'Cause you,
night, so we
feel
have,
like you don't have any guns with you. You can't bring your guns back. That's
No.
not
mm,
easy to do.
No,
uh,
that's for the comment.
do you think Louisa's apartment's still available? Is that still
Yeah,
usable?
you've got Cartwright's dad's grandfather's place.
Yeah.
It's far out.
Yeah.
Louisa had a place. Mim was staying at Louisa's. Struan's got a family. Shirley has got a place, and she lives alone.
Maybe Shirley's then. What do you think?
And yeah, I must admit, I didn't really want to impose any more than we have, but that might be, with the possible exception of River's dad,
Yeah.
it might be the better option
Mm-hmm.
because we've picked her up and she's not been with us from the get-go. So if anyone's going to get burned, it's really the four of us
Mm.
more
Yep.
over her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she turned up. She came with Marcus. So that would work quite well. So you head into London.
We'll bully her into letting us go to her place.
You try to avoid cameras as best you can. Eventually finding yourself at about 3 o'clock in the morning, bundled into Shirley's one bedroom bedsit. It's musty and a bit smelly because she hasn't been here for days.
Oh, I thought it was bigger than.
It's London. She's not getting paid that much. It's more or less a room and a bit.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
Something tells me we're not going to get anything done tonight. Surely, don't we? We need to get some shut eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Then a fresh start in the morning.
To be fair, daylight is starting to seem very attractive to me when it comes to doing anything about this case.
So you find yourselves just lying on the floor trying to get some sleep. Shirley and Louisa take the bed, and everyone else just mulls around the floor. Really,
Mm-hmm.
there's a sofa, but there's not really much space.
Yeah.
She hasn't got anything edible. Everything's gone off because it's been too long. But you can zip out to a 24-hour supermarket and pick up some basic provisions: milk, tea, sugar, coffee, some microwave meals.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Yeah, we just want to get through the night. And
Yeah.
Morning arrives, and you find yourselves a little bit refreshed. It's been a bit of a crazy 2 days to get back. So sit rep. You have no weapons. You know that Jackson, Standish, and Roddy were either being held or hiding in Dolphin Square. That's as far as you know. You've heard of Dolphin Square. It has all the conspiracies, all of the dark tales. Philby was there at one point. You've got lots of oddities with Dolphin Square.
Do we have any means of trying to contact Roddy or Jackson?
You have their mobile numbers.
That sounds
But-
risky.
Yeah, I mean, if Jackson says go dark, you go dark. Whether or not, everyone's got what's his name? Jackson's mobile, Roddy's and Standish's mobiles. It's been 2 weeks since that happened, give or take. I think it was 2 weeks ago. 6.
So
Now, is it? I mean,
Yeah.
as a real person, I'm not very tech savvy. I know that you can, whether it's a downloaded app or something, have some mechanism that enables you to keep a track on a phone. But is that something that we would potentially have with any of those numbers?
So potentially, so a service phone should be traceable by MI5. A personal phone, if you can get access to their Apple accounts, you can do Find My iPhone, and that will give you the potential the last place it was. You can recently Samsung have done a Find My Phone thing, but you need to sign up for it. So if they've got Samsungs, then no. If they had Apples, then yes, that is possible. If they've got service phones, then yes, you could, log in to your service account and attempt to trace. But what you don't know is how, what logging into MI5 servers will do officially. You could try unofficially, but officially doing it, you don't know how burnt you are or how burnt the situation is.
Mhm.
So it's up to you.
Well,
But yeah, so in principle, yes, it can be done. You can find, even if the phone's flat, you can find the last location of that phone.
Right, Min. How about this? Shall we leave the other three to see if they can make any headway as regards tracing the whereabouts of the rest of the gang? Shall me and thee go and have a look at our old place and see what's going on?
Slough House, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
Is that what you're saying, Kevin? That the Slough House is basically shut down?
So the last message you had was that Slough House had been burnt.
Yeah.
What we don't know is ultimately what that means. So, but yes, you could go and have a look and see if it's what's going on with it. It might be that it is burnt, but it's kind of burnt 6 days ago and there's nobody there. Or there could be somebody sitting outside.
Yep.
Whether that's MI5 or some other organisation, you don't know.
And I
We should. Yeah.
I fancy taking a surreptitious look at the building and
You could
see
go
what
at
we can
night.
find them.
You could go at night if you wanted.
It's that night thing, isn't it?
If you wish to cross the threshold of your own free will, you could go.
Yeah. Well, we could
No pressure.
certainly go have a look. You know,
Jump the bus and drive past. Nothing jumps out.
there's a coffee shop n- nearby. You know, we could
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do that sort of stuff.
Cool. So
I like the sound of that.
whilst you're doing that, River and Struan and Shirley will try and locate the phones using a combination of service records and whatnot.
Yeah.
Shirley thinks she might know Marcus's login details, and at which point you can blame it on Marcus. Assuming nobody knows Marcus is dead.
Yeah.
Can't remember what you did with his body, but you killed him. So that's happening in the background. You get to the coffee shop early morning, sitting outside. So according to your information, there should be nobody in Aldersgate because Jackson Lamb had told you it had been burnt and they buggered off. So you're sitting in there.
Nobody we can trust anyway.
No, you've got baseball caps on, trying to look as not suspicious. That's as inconspicuous as you possibly can do. Whether it works, I don't know. So you're looking through the windows, and they look grubby. The window that should be your office, one of the windows looks clean, as if somebody has cleaned it to look out, which is new. But maybe 2 weeks have gone by since you've been burning. You're there for about an hour, staring up, and after maybe 45 minutes, somebody moves. There's a shadow, or somebody moves past the window. You're pretty sure it's not the sun or any vehicle reflections because of the way it moves, and there's no cars for that brief moment out front.
Okay, did you see that?
Yeah, we did the right thing, didn't we?
And just also this, and just to be sure, there's nobody else in the street, or possibly even in the same coffee shop that looks like they, monitoring the.
In other words,
No.
is that person in the window the only real evidence we've seen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. So,
Well,
there's somebody up there. Somebody's cleaned the window.
Now,
go and get us another. Go on.
You know that Jackson Lamb has got at least one handgun in his safe because you borrowed it to go to Clerkenwell, but you replaced it because the guns you took abroad are not the same guns that Jackson had.
Yeah, okay. Go get a couple of more cups of tea then, Min.
Right.
I want to stay here for at least another hour because I want to see if this looking out the window business is a set routine.
Mm-hmm.
And not quite a set routine, but yes, so you stay another hour, and you do see a bloke walking past the window.
And are we saying that we don't recognise him?
It's too far away without binoculars to see exactly.
Yeah, okay. Okie dokie.
Right. Well, someone there.
But they could be playing the same game that we are.
Yeah. So,
I think on the evidence of the length of time between him looking out of the window, he's not waiting for someone. He's obviously keeping an eye out for the unknown, I think.
Well, should we head back and see what the others have managed to turn up?
Okay, so one of you staying and one of you going back?
No.
Because you don't want to use your mobiles. You
Yeah.
think you might be, you've got the SIM out and whatnot.
Yeah. No.
Your
I think
options.
we'll
Are you sure
stick
you don't want
together
to go
for
in?
now. Do you want to?
There is gun. There is a gun in the safe. At least one gun in the safe.
Yeah.
I mean, we know the place inside out, give or take. We could have a go at sneaking in. I'm assuming that there are cameras that will give us some trouble.
No, Aldersgate's not quite set up the same way. You would sneak in the back way, and cameras in the back have been damaged for years. Point in the wrong direction. You think Lamb moved them a while ago, several years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah,
based
we
on
could
that,
sneak in.
fingers crossed they've not been fixed and put back where they should have been looking.
So you have moved up the street somewhat, crossed over, walked back a bit so that it's not quite obvious where you're going. Crept in through the back gate.
Yeah.
Standing in not quite a courtyard, but a backyard. Looking up the metal stairs, you can see the door to Slough House is ajar. Quite obvious ajar from where you're staying at the bottom, before you even get walking up the steps.
Okay. Well, I've got pretty good sense trouble skill.
I've got 5 points in that myself.
And I don't know. Get in quietly.
It's got to be worth putting a couple of points into it as we get towards the door, isn't it?
Yep.
If
I'm assuming that's
if
exactly
possible.
what that's meant to be used for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to give a roll first, Min? See how you do.
Yeah. I've got 6, so I'll probably put in 2.
Yeah, try a couple. We don't want to. Well, it's a good number to start with.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Cool. So yes, your whatever DAR you want to call it, your radar, your trouble DAR, goes off, and you kind of sense that there's something odd going on. You do get a sense that something a bit iffy.
Crap. Possibly.
Possibly not for us too, then.
Standard procedure for MI5, if you were just going in, you'd shut the door, you wouldn't leave it open. But
Well,
because
yeah,
you know the door's quite stiff, most anyone that's been in the building knows how easy it is to open and close the door, albeit a bit hard. But not that difficult to open and close. So you kind of think it's not one of you lot because you wouldn't leave the door shut because there's a draft blows up there and Jackson will shout at you. So that leads you to think it's probably not the park because they would have somebody standing outside
Hmm.
to stop anyone else coming in. So it's probable it's a lone agent.
Okay. What do you think? Should we?
Let's try sneaking in quietly as we can, and see if we can
Surprise them?
I was going to say if we can recognize them or not, and if not, see if we can rush them and take them by surprise.
Okay.
I'm not exactly tooled up for bear here, but I'd like to find out who he was if we could first.
Fair enough.
So
As opposed to just shouting up the stairs, you know what I mean?
Yes.
you have no weaponry on you.
No.
You could look around and possibly find an iron bar, a house brick, strongly worded email.
Yeah, I like the sound of a house brick.
Yeah, there's there's detritus from the back of shops in London. So anything you can imagine that would be lying around, rusty bars, bricks, you can have.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
have your own brick.
Look, there's a used hypodermic.
Neck.
So
Now is not the time to go scrounging.
You run up the stairs. Shirley and Louisa's got iron bars. Mim's got a house brick. You turn back and Struan's got a used sanitary towel. It's going, that's all I could find. Fuck's sake, Struan. But no, you get a house brick or a bit of iron bar, a bit of lead piping. Really, it's
yeah.
well, maybe not lead because that would probably be steel piping from an old downpipe.
Yeah, bit of old table leg or something.
So, using stealth, you want to open the door without it creaking. So, first person in, stealth or actual intrusion. You want to make a roll to see if you can get in without making a noise.
So, this is going to be.
It's not stealth, is it?
Infiltration.
Infiltration works.
Yeah.
I've got 4. How are you doing on your score?
Same.
We'll probably have to both roll anyway, will we, Kevin?
No, one person's going to be standing by the door. It's that first person to push the door. Is the person that needs to roll.
In you go, man.
All right then. I've got 4. Probably going to put in 2 again. Good. 2 plus 2 is
That's
4.
a total of 4 then, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh, so you push the door, and you know how to open this door. Lifting it slightly and putting your shoulder towards it because it's already open. You lift it to adjust off on its hinges and are able to open it fully without making a noise.
Nice.
Excellent. Do I know it would normally make quite a noise?
Yeah, you know it would creak, and it's an old wooden metal
Yep.
door that you have to kick to open.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's half open,
Mm-hmm.
the worst of it is over.
Cool. Well, we'll peek in.
So you peek in, and there's lots of noise coming from the outside. Stepping into the building, it smells a bit musty, more musty than normal.
Mm.
But nothing that jumps out as being a odd smell. You are 1, 2, 3 flights. Is it 1 flight? 2 flights? What are you upstairs? You are 2 flights. Now you're 1 flight up, so therefore you've got another flight of stairs to get upstairs to Lamb's office. Rod is downstairs, which is just 1 flight. So that you've got stairs going up to a mini mezzanine, and on that mezzanine floor, or floor 1, should we say, that's Roddy's, Cartwright's, and Min and Louisa's office. And there's stairs going up to a meeting room, Lamb's office, and the kitchen and Standish's room. That's right.
Okay. Where do we think we saw that
Top
movement?
floor. Top floor.
Yeah. And sorry, just remind me where Lamb's office is in relation to the
top floor. So
top.
essentially, oh no, because I said it was your office. So it's actually no, not the top floor. 1 floor down. It was Mim and Louisa's room that had the clean window.
Understood.
Sorry, yes, and it was Lamb's in the top floor where the guns are.
And because I'm not familiar with the layout as me, do we have to go past our office to get up the top floor,
Yeah.
or is there another we have to?
Yeah. No lift, just one stairs all the way up. Stairs landing and then more stairs.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm thinking now? One of us goes into that room to see what is what, to take whatever happens, and the other one of us
Gets the gun.
goes upstairs to get the gun out the safe, assuming it's still there, of course.
Yeah, you think unless Lamb took it, you feel confident that it will be there.
Will we be able to access it?
Yes. You know the
Okay.
Code.
Roddy gave you the details of how to get that safe a little while ago.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that sounds like as good a plan as any. Shall I go in?
It's a plan, so you know.
How about, okay, so shall I go in and see, and you go get the gun?
Okay then. I've got a shooting of 4.
Mm-hmm.
What's your gun skill?
Or as well.
That's not much in it then, really.
Shirley and Rev have got the best shooting skills, haven't they?
Oh, Shirley's only on a 2.
Okay, so it's
It'll be River if anybody. Shooting a 7.
But-
I mean,
But they're not here, right?
Yep, that is correct.
the only reason I would suggest that you go into that room is because I'm the medic. So,
Yeah.
if you
I'm okay.
got
I mean-
yourself injured, I'd have more chance of looking after you, you damn fool.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
But I want you to know it's your decision. I just shoot people in the head.
All right,
Okay,
do that.
so you creep upstairs, get on the mezzanine. There's less noise coming from downstairs. You can hear a little bit of shuffling, not a huge amount. There is a little bit of noise coming from that middle floor from your old office.
Right.
At which point, Louisa carefully creeps upstairs, avoiding any of the creaky stairs.
Ooh. Yeah, good to know.
And you then make your way to the safe in Jackson's office. That's what you're doing. Meanwhile,
Lovely.
Mim, you walk into Roddy's office, and all the computers have been ripped up. The hard drive, it looks like he had several computers under his desk. They've been opened and hard drives have been removed. There's wires straggling around.
Mhm.
Looks like there's been signs of a struggle, upturned desk, and as you're staring at that, there's a massive smash as something it's just crashed through the window and tried to grab you.
Something crashed through the window.
Yes, so each of the rooms are connected, and you have to go through Roddy's room to get to the next room,
Yep.
And a thing has just smashed through the windows, and it's going to try and grab you. Louisa, you hear this upstairs. But you are several rounds away from actually getting the gun and coming downstairs. You can either go straight go and get the gun and come straight down, or that's up to you. So
I will rush as fast as I can to the safe.
Cool. So +2 to this. 2, 7. So there's a mighty crash as this thing comes through the glass, through the wall, and it's where's the picture again? It's the same creature you've encountered in the underground tunnel and in that person's house. It's a blood corpse. It's just like a half ghoul-like creature with long talons, and he grabs you, but because of his momentum, he knocks you to the ground, and he's on top of you, but not in the best of. It's not that easy for him to attack you next round. He's not the cleverest of creatures, but he has grabbed you and he sort of pinned you down. So if you make an athletics check to see if you've got your arm with your house brick free,
Okay.
you're going to have 2 attacks before Louisa can come back downstairs.
Okay. So. Athletics. I've got quite good athletics. Do I have any idea how tough this is?
It's not that hard to do to retain the brick and to keep it outside of being held. Essentially, a 3 or more basic chance.
3. Okay. Well, I'm gonna add 2 to this then,
Okay.
which should guarantee. Yeah.
Right.
So,
So you lay on
Okay.
your back, and it's slavering over you, but you have your right hand out with the house brick in your hand. You get to
Okay.
attack first.
Okay. So this is going to be hand to hand, right?
Hand to hand, and what is it? It's a improvised
gonna-
weapon. First, okay.
So
I'm going to say it's a large improvised weapon. Whilst the house brick isn't that large, being hit around the head with a house brick is an entirely different set of circumstances between than getting hit around the head with something else. A house brick, because of the angles of it, will hurt.
cool.
So
I'm
I
gonna-
reckon
Okay. So I'm going to give this probably 2 again onto this. Get off me.
3.
What does it look like, by the way? Can I
It's
see
the
it?
blood ghoul. It's the blood corpse.
Great.
We've had it's the same long taloned thing. Seems to be like a go-to foot soldier. So you hit him.
This is like the 3rd one of these that we've seen. Something.
Yep. Has nothing to do with me being lazy and not wanting to find other monsters. It's this guy works well. So it's 1d6 damage. You hit him. Because it's no damage modifier, so it's 1d6.
Oh man, how many ones can I roll? That's 3 in a row.
3 hit threshold. You did meet the hit threshold. Armor +2 shoot. It's okay. No armor health. So actually, you do damage because you're not shooting. It's blunt damage to his head. You got over his hit threshold. So yes, you do damage.
Oh
Like a crunch as you smack the brick into the side of his head.
yeah, let's hope the next one lands better.
So yeah, Louisa, you hear this upstairs.
Yes.
So the creature's now going to have so it's 2 rounds of combat before you grab the gun and run downstairs again, and it's loaded. There's going to be 3 guns in there plus ammunition, full complement.
I just need the one, so I'll grab
Yep.
the one, leave the safe open. I'm on my way.
Cool. So it withdraws its claws. So it's going to be able now to attack you properly next round. Because obviously it crashed through and was lying on its claws, and now it's reared up and it's got its claws out. That's an entire round to get them out because it was lying on its hands.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to get another attack, same as before, to beat attack threshold of 3, and then do damage.
Okay, so I'm gonna give this 2 again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's better. 8.
Yeah, that's a full hit. So you hit him quite hard in the head. 1d6 damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's going to get 1 attack, and then Louisa, you appear. Okay.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna add 2 to this. Or it's hit you. So it's going to do d6 plus 1.
Ouch.
6 points of damage. But now Louisa and you can both attack this.
So hang on, 6 points of damage. So what does it come off my stability?
You don't have any armor, health.
Health.
You've got. Oh, where is it? Oh no, because you hit thresholds, not your hit points, is it? Sorry.
What's your hit threshold? 3,
Oh.
isn't it?
Mine
This
is 3 anyway. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if Min's was the same.
It's over 3, so yes, you simply do the.
Oh yeah, you've got health. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
It's
got
soft health.
hits. Sorry. Hit threshold of 4.
Okay. But so it's hit you because you got 6.
Yeah. So
And then if you look at the health stat, which should be under hand to hand on your skills, your general skills.
but that's 5.
Ooh,
So
that's
does that
taking you
mean
to -1, hasn't it?
Yep.
okay?
I've done damage wrong. So if you so whilst that's happening, if you have a quick look at so it's Louisa's attack, just double check damage. I may have done damage wrong. Just want to double check. No, that is correct. So yes, you take that amount of damage.
Mhm.
You don't go unconscious, but you are in a lot of pain. So Louisa,
Now, remind me about the headshot rule again. Sorry, Kevin.
so this thing is literally lying prone. You can run in and put the gun to its head.
Amazing.
So it's not. If you're aiming, you can run in because of the. It's not like it was standing up, mulling around. It's literally lying over him. So, it is a cool shot, but it's not really a cool shot because you're just going to literally put your gun to his head.
In that case, I think what I'm going to do is I've only got a shooting of 4. I'll add 2 to the first one and then see if I need a second shot.
Okay. Bang.
So
4.
4.
You hit him. So roll 1d6, and you're using a firearm. So that's a +1. But because it is a headshot, that is an additional 2. So you're looking at a d6 +3 damage.
Wonderful. 2 again,
5.
so 5.
So there's a mighty explosion. The gun goes off. -2, so that takes 2 off that. So it's still around because you're using a bullet, but you've blown a massive big hole in its head. And it is going to try and lash out at you. Add 2 to this. 7. So it hits you.
Ow.
Literally swinging its arm round at your leg, and it is going to do 1 plus. Where's the 2? So it's 2 points of damage.
Still a fair hit. I've only got the. I'm on 6 health, but that's still quite a significant bump.
Yeah, it's quite a big talon. So you fired. Mim gets a stove its head in, attempts to stove its head in. You're on 1. No, you can still go. We can worry about you, but you are on your last legs before passing out. You can get 1 attack and then pass out.
Okay. So I'll be adding 1 to this attack. That's a 4.
So you hit him.
Great.
1d6.
Okay.
Middling.
So you put the brick as hard as you can, and it just kind of crashes into the skull, and you find you actually it comes out of your hand, but the creature just flops on top of you with this brick sticking out of his head, incapacitated,
Right.
but lying on top of you.
Yeah. I'm going to push it
Okay.
off me.
I'll start dragging the thing off of Min,
Cool.
and then I will drag it. Well, try and get it at least a foot or 2 foot away from him, and then I will stamp the brick into its brain.
So it is dead. It was dead. It is dead.
Now I need to do a
Your
medical.
your ears. Yeah, you need to do medical. Your ears are slightly still ringing because of the gunshot, a single gunshot. So you've got a short period of time before the police call, but you can do a medical and then grab the guns and bugger off.
Well, that sounds like the perfect result for Louisa. So if that can happen, that will happen.
Yeah. So first aid, and you gain 1d6 back. I think 1 point back. So if you roll your first aid.
So, I mean, what I'll do is I'll put 4 points into it.
2,
My goodness. 10 altogether.
6. Just check how much you get back.
Can't get better than that.
No, it's just bloody typical. We roll high when you're spending loads of points.
Yeah.
So every medical point spent, you regain 2 health points.
So that's 4
Oh,
times
so
2.
if I spent 4, he could get up to 8.
Yeah.
Although he hasn't got
So
8.
Yeah.
So
So
you're
I'm
back
at
to
minus
back to
1.
normal. Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Oh,
were
so
minus
In
1.
real terms, you're still a bit knackered, but at least you're not oozing intestines.
So you patch him up and you can move. Run back upstairs, pick up the other 3 guns and the ammunition.
Yeah.
And then hoof outside. So make a stealth streetwise. Make a streetwise roll.
Streetwise. Seen
Streetwise.
that somewhere.
Just
Oh, goodness, I've only got one of them.
same here.
Okay, then. Well, I'm tempted to spend it.
You are literally attempting to hoof your way out of this building and remembering enough streets to zigzag around to.
I've made a 4 by adding the single point I've got in it.
Cool. So whoever gets the highest is following the other person. But you could leave it at the 4.
Oh, shoot. Must I roll as well?
Do it.
I'll add the 1 as well.
3.
We're as bad as each other.
That's okay. You get out of Alders Gate, out of Slough House, sorry, turn right, run up the road, dip into another alley, and the alleys around London sometimes are a maze unto themselves. But you do zigzag around and think you've got a distance away before hearing the sirens.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
But you have got 3 handguns, and we'll say they're automatics, for want of a better term. So yes, certainly Aldersgate was compromised with some kind of fiend that was obviously left there to protect to catch you guys.
Wow.
So if nothing else, we can safely assume that the vampires have got Jackson and the others.
Hmm. That would be the safe assumption. Or they've gone looking for them and they've left security. It's quite a bold move, leaving that kind of creature out in the open.
Yeah.
It's not something that you would assume that would be a good idea because of the visibility, basically.
And Min, next time I suggest something as stupid as that, tell me to get another pint in.
Yes, well, you did a good job of bandaging me up, so I'll be all right.
Well, you say the nicest things.
So you have got a bit of understanding of what you're dealing with. Certainly, some kind of vampire influence must have taken Jackson Lamb and whatnot, because they left a monster in Slough House.
Yeah.
You are a little way from Shirley's pad, but if you ended up back there, it would take less than half an hour. Unless you had anywhere else you wanted to go.
We need to get back to safe ground. So yeah,
Yeah.
he needs to rest up anyway.
Cool. So you make your way back to Shirley's place, and explain what's gone on. Hand out the guns to everyone that is a PC and Shirley.
Yeah.
And they explain that they have been looking for the phones and found that they were able to locate the last location of Jackson's second phone.
All right.
Which appears to be some kind of little Motorola flip phone, but his SIM, and that is in Dolphin Square, and it was in Dolphin Square up until yesterday when the battery ran out. So this kind of phone that Nokia 210 kind of thing that the battery lasts a week, but it did run out.
Yeah.
It appears to be on the cellar of Dolphin Square.
Oh.
Well,
We must have some kind of holding cells or something, presumably.
Yeah. Well, this confirms what we thought.
Yes, it does rather.
So it tells you exactly where in Dolphin's Court the cellar, the last location. So if you're looking at Dolphin Court head on, to the left, the top left is where the cellar section was. So I think that could actually be, rather than elongate it, that could be a good point to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Allowing you to plan for a full frontal assault for next session.
Yeah.
Rather than just two of you going. Might be worth having an extra body to go into the Dolphin Court. Dolphin Court.
Yep.
Great stuff. Nice one, Roger. Thank you very much, mate. That was bold of us, I think.
Yes.
Nice one, Kevin. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Both of you.
Expect vampires.
I wasn't expecting a ghoul. I was expecting some other thug.
I would have preferred it to have been a normal human, shall we say, but never mind.
Yeah.
Well, he was some time ago.
In some respect, yeah.
Yeah.
But at least I'm up to 3 headshots now, so I'm Doing all right.
Oh, you're getting the hang of that.
Nailed it.
Question. On the character sheet, you've got investigative build points, and I seem to have 0 out of 22. And then there's
For what?
general build points, 0 out of 70.
Oh, because they will be spent. So we
Is
build
that
points.
part of the character creation process?
Yes, when we created the characters, we used a build program. So you put the points in, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Now, I just wanted to understand what that was. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I'm with you now.
Cool.
I've only just realised that at the top of my character sheet it says MOS,
Yeah, what is that?
and then I've got preparedness, which didn't come into play in that at all.
And MOS.
I've
MOS is
got stability,
MOS
preparedness.
is
That's must be like your
military occupational speciality.
and which is
right.
So it's essentially your
one of your
shtick.
skills. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stick that you're really good at. So if you
fine.
could, Roddy's MOS is computers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So MOS, so it gives you once per session, you can invoke your MOS to automatically succeed in a general ability. So Roddy is computers or intrusion. So once a session, he goes essentially. That's what gives you all of your money or your passports because he automatically succeeds. So you use that as a one shot, but enables you to do a particular skill once per session.
Oh, right.
So you can't use it to defuse a nuclear weapon, but
In terms of Louisa having preparedness, if we forget something, I could say, "Oh no, we haven't. I've got it here."
yes, yeah, and then you go,
I'm
okay,
with you.
you do, you actually you've actually got a tote bag with that bomb in, but yeah.
Mine is stability.
Yes,
Which is
so
your mental health, then, isn't it?
yeah, which you've used quite. Yeah, that's normally come off. But yeah,
Which is
it's one of
why I
those.
haven't lost my mind yet.
No, it's one of those rules that you kind of forget about. Yeah.
Well, I shall
Right.
have to try and think on in case that comes up. I like Struan's. He's got shrink. And I know that means psychology and not actually physically becoming a dwarf.
Struan is Ant-Man.
Sources of
Unless it means he's
stability.
a wallflower.
Yep.
Sources
But
of
no,
stability. Got symbol, bike, solace, Louisa guy, safety, the hand and shears. Now
That's
there's an
part of it.
idea. Yes.
The Winchester.
Yes.
Oh,
Cool.
that sounds like something to remember for future. Yeah. Just in
Yeah.
case.